Hello and welcome back to Hobby Crafts. Thank you for tuning in today for day 2 of Inktober. The prompt this time is discover. If you saw my last video, I mentioned how I'm really interested in Gravity Falls for this Inktober challenge due to most of the prompts being related to adventure and travel and just existing outside. You'll know that, I'm pretty inspired, so for this piece I decided to dive back into that universe. I imagined Dipper and Mabel on a new adventure. They're on a hunt for this magical, special starfish. And I know starfish technically live in the ocean, but this special one didn't because Oregon area. Gravity Falls isn't pictured near the ocean, I don't remember. So I just, for this case, this starfish doesn't live in the ocean, okay? It lives in a secret little lake. But what they didn't prepare for is that there's a creature guarding this lake. So the discover bit is not just discovering in the midst of discovering one fun thing, but they're going to discover a whole other thing. I don't know, it threw me back to some of the episodes where they'll just run into really weird and questionable creatures. So I figured I'd just throw my own mysterious shadow figure. I decided for this one to do a 2-page spread because I was just so inspired by this prompt. The idea of discovery to me is so fascinating, and because I don't know how to describe it, I want to share some of the most incredible discoveries in history. Discovery has always been a driving force for humanity. From the discovery of fire to the exploration of space, our curiosity has led us to some amazing places. Did you know that the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1928 revolutionized medicine and saved countless lives? I thought that was pretty cool. Side note, I find it funny that a guy named Alexander Fleming found a way to to help medicine, and the last name is Fleming, and my brain only can think of, when you get sick and you just have that phlegm or spit in the back of your throat. It's as a random thought while I was reading this little article. It's stupid. Anyway, also, the discovery of Rosetta Stone in 1799 was key to understanding Egyptian hieroglyphs. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think that it's talking about the web. Is it a web page? Is it a class? When I was a kid, there was Rosetta Stone website thing, or just a learning program for our bilingual students to get better at their English or Spanish. So I don't think that's what it's talking about here, because I don't think it's been around since 1799, because I don't think computers were around in 1799. Probably not. I'm trying to spit facts to sound smarter, and I'm realizing how actually dumb I am. This is either really embarrassing or really funny. I hope, however it's being communicated, is amusing. Moving on. Just like Dipper and Mabel, though, many discoveries happen when we least expect them. The story of how Christopher Columbus stumbled upon the Americas while searching for a new route to India is a good example. Sometimes the journey itself leads to the most unexpected and rewarding discoveries. Well, I mean, in Christopher Columbus's case, I don't know if it was much rewarding versus, oh, hey, we can take advantage of this situation. I won't tread on that, but that was a example. Yeah, did you know that he thought he was the first flat earther? That's what I take away from the Christopher Columbus story, is that he assumed that if he just goes straight in one direction, he would across the world and just arrive in India, when he actually got to America. And, well, it wasn't called America then, obviously, but then he got there, he's like, this must be India. That's why some Native Americans are called Indians. At least I think that's what it was. Someone told me that, like, way long ago. Probably want to fact check that. Actually, don't take my word for that. But anyways, moving on again. I still haven't really thought about the specialness of the starfish that Mabel and Dipple are finding. Mabel and Dipper. Mabel and Dipple. English is hard. I'm not quite sure what the lore is behind the starfish, or why this creature looks so scary in midst of guarding it, or is the creature just guarding the lake that it lives in? I haven't figured all that, but that's what makes Discovery so exciting. It's all unknown lore. That's what made the show so exciting, is that there were so many questions left unanswered and so much randomness happening that it was hard to get control of understanding. As I worked on this, I thought about how Discovery is not just finding something new, but also just learning about different things and growing as a person. No matter what you are looking into, it could be big or small, it adds to the overall understanding of our world. I wish I had the guts to go outside more. I do need to touch grass more often than I do. I'm very much of a inside hermit. I like to stay within closed walls for privacy and to avoid the elements. But, there's a lot of things out there that I could look at and learn about, and I just choose not to. And I could with the internet and all, but the internet's been just so toxic lately that I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to do too much diving and exploring, because I hear like horror stories of people going into rabbit holes about certain topics and theories and conspiracies, and I'm a very emotional person, and that stuff can just wreck me. It could ruin my whole day if I read something bad that I don't like. I try to avoid it, For me, ignorance is bliss. But I do acknowledge that it's good to learn and discover. And here it is, the final piece. Dipper and Mabel discovering this little creature at the lake and being discovered themselves. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you have a beautiful and creative Inktober. And I hope you'll tag me in whatever you guys make. Love to see it. Anyways, TTFN.